Hi guys, in this battle we're gonna take a look at a game that I played on Murovanka. We are a platoon of 3 Bourrasques and we have really favorable matchmaking. We are top tier and we are against some tier 7s. Looking at the enemy team list, the only thing that worries me slightly is, of course, 2 RTs, and the enemy light tank, the AMX 1357, can be quite nasty in the hands of a good player. And other than that, nothing really sticks out. At the beginning of the battle we decided to move over towards the Magic Forest to establish a presence there, get vision out, and also potentially help our light tank to focus down the enemy light if he happens to go over to this flank. I also see that we have a Leo and a Super Hellcat and Scorpion with us, so I'm quite happy that the team splits out in a good way, and we start to get eyes on. We spotted Chiri. My platoon mate gets 2 shots in, but before we can get any more opportunities to take shots at him, he drops down below the ridgeline, so no further opportunities. And at this point I'm beginning to get slightly worried. The tanks start popping up on the other flank, and nothing more here so far. I try to readjust and get shots on the Carnarvon Action X, but he falls down behind the ridgeline, and then he moves the low route, so there's no further opportunities for shots. Still nothing more spotted here, so I'm pretty sure that they are doing a full push on the other side. I see Skoda pop up and I try to take some speculative shots, miss both of them, and go for reload. And of course, just as I do, the Skoda pushes and he presents his broad flat side, but I'm not reloaded. My platoon mate just misses that shot, and then he goes into cover behind buildings. We still haven't spotted anything more. I decide to move up as well to see if we can get eyes on something. And at this point we are pretty even in HP and tanks, so I'm not too worried. My platoon mate gets spotted and goes into hiding behind the building. Neither I nor the other platoon mate are getting spotted, so it's probably the light tank that spotted him. He pops up on the other flank and he's tracked. I try to get my gun to point at him, but as I was on a slant, then I can make that happen. And now all of a sudden we lose tanks. I see more tanks on this flank. I take 2 shots, but they don't hit, and I go on a reload. At this point my platoon mate gets spotted. He tries to move up, and I try to keep an eye on the heavy tank. My platoon mate gets shot and tracked, and then gets hit by RT, and I get tracked again. As I take out the heavy tank, my platoon mate is taken out by the TD on the corner. Looking at the HP numbers, we are pretty even, but they are up 2 tanks. And then in quick succession we lose a couple of tanks and we take 1 kill back. But looking at the HP now, we are 2,500 HP roughly under the enemy team, so it starts to look really ugly. I'm thinking about if we should push the corner, but if we do, then the TD and the light tank on the corner will have free shots on our side, so we will lose HP for no good reason. We are still roughly 2.5 HP below, so I ping the corner and decide to see if I can go over, but we lose tanks and HP quickly, so we basically agree on it's better to go back and see if we can have side shots on, or maybe try to defend. I managed to find a sneaky shot between the buildings into the back of the FP4202, and It looks okay, but we are way down on HP, and we are 3 tanks behind. And now is a crucial moment, because our RT manages to hit and kill the enemy light tank, which means that now the Bourrasques are the best spotter in the game. Just as I was about to go back to see if I could help out my platoon mate and the Scorpion against the Chiri and the Charioteer, our last tank on the other flank gets taken out. So I decide to leave my platoon mate and the Scorpion against the 2 tanks over there, and I go back towards Cap to see if I can spot for RT, but also to be able to be in a position to shoot at anything that comes along. I am slightly worried that since we haven't seen the Scorpion G, the Super Hellcat or the Samovente in a while, I'm afraid that they will all push our Cap together, and I am just on my way to see if I can get into the bushes by the M12 RT, when luckily enough I didn't do that. The Super Hellcat and the Skoda pushes in. I still don't know where the Scorpion or the Samovente is. Luckily our RT takes out the Hellcat, and I put both shots into the Skoda, but he focuses down and kills RT. So now he's on a reload, and so am I. I will have a reload on him though, and he knows that, so he starts to move back. I am not sure where the Scorpion G is, or also don't want to take RT hits. So I shoot some speculative shots. I see he's on the ridge line and I'm blind fire, but he has fallen back, so that doesn't hit. Now I know where the Samovente is, and I decide to go for a reload, and then I will push the Skoda. I'm hoping to see if I can find the Scorpion G as well, because I don't want to end up in a situation where I take out the Skoda and then have to sit around for a reload while the Scorpion have possible shots on me. Now our Scorpion moves up and goes to assist me, and he finds the Skoda, but he backs down, so I don't have shots. I decided at this point that I will push him, and then I will see if I can find the Skoda. So I shoot the Skoda just as he takes out my Scorpion. I find the enemy Scorpion and put the other shot into him, and then ram him, as otherwise I will be on a long reload, and I'll have to just chase around and avoid both RT and being hit by the Scorpion G. So at this point I'm feeling quite happy. We are 2 Bourrasques and we are against 1 TD and 2 RTs. So I ping the map here and indicate to my platoon mate that we should approach the Samovente from 2 different sides, and he takes a position on one flank and I will go over to the other flank. Then he spots the Samovente and I see that he's full HP, and we are literally having to deal with him, but the plan stays the same. Now my platoon mate spots one of the RTs, and I decide to possibly go for the RT. My platoon mate gets a shot into the Samovente, but he's behind a ridge line, so I don't have shots. So I literally decide to go for RT. And he's behind the ridge, so I drop down and go below the ridge line as well, partly to be able to catch the RT out, but also it will give me protection against side shots from the Samovente. So at this position I find the RT, take him out, and tell my platoon mate to go over to where the other RT is. He finds him in the corner and he takes the other RT out, so now it's just me and my platoon mate against the Samovente. We are approaching from 2 different sides. I'm not sure if either of the RTs has pinged where they got taken out, so I'm not sure if he knows. I managed to spot the Samovente and he's moving towards me, so I wait until he turns based on where he sees and gets shots from. So I get one shot in, my platoon gets a kill, and it was a good win.